Hi friends, welcome back to our channel. We thought today we would sit down and do a little trip recap from our trip that we took back in February and just kind of go over what we thought of that time of the year, the weather, where we stayed, and then just kind of like the parks at that time of year.
Yeah.
We were there from February 22nd until the 27th.
If you guys watched our September trip, then you'll know we stayed off property and we decided to go back to staying on property because it's something that we just love and we're not going back.
No, I mean, obviously there will probably be times that we do decide to stay off property. We want to do like a whole video talking about the, pros and cons of staying both. But just from that trip experience, we were just like, we want to be back on property so bad. And I mean, I know you can save money by staying off property, but it's just...
For us, it's worth the perks. Yeah,
it's just something about it being there on Disney property the entire time of your Disney trip.
Yeah.
So, but this trip, we originally had booked our trip from the 22nd until the 26th. Yep. And that time we spent at All-Star Sports Resort, which was one of the value resorts, and it was the cheapest that I could get it, where I think we ended up paying like, it was for a preferred room too. I think we ended up paying somewhere in the neighborhood of like $150 per night for that resort, our stay. So what did you think about All-Star Sports? We've done All-Star movies before, but this was our first like extended trip at All-Star.
I mean, it was nice. It's not, to me, as good as staying at Art of Animation. I think that'll be my forever number one. But I also think I liked movies a little bit more.
Yeah, I definitely think I liked movies too. We're not super big sports people.
Yeah.
It was kind of nostalgic for me because that was the first trip I ever took to Disney, was staying at All-Star Sports. I'm sure we'll definitely be back at some point, but it's kind of one of those resorts of like, it's the bare minimum of what you need.
Yeah. And
like you get all of the perks of staying on property without like with a cheaper price point. So it wasn't like crazy or anything like that. And while yes, I did love it, it's just like, it's the lower end of the value and you can feel it.
Because I mean, the nicest thing I would say was the fact that we were right beside the the main lobby. And
that's only because we were booked at Preferred. We stayed in touchdown area. So we literally could actually cut through and go like kind of beside the parking and get directly at the front of the bus area rather than coming through like the lobby. So that was really quick for us.
Yeah, but also, I mean, another reason I still preferred movies was because we were still right next door to, even though we were across from where our resort lobby was, we were still right next to music. So we could literally walk the same distance to music, and it was fun. Yeah,
it was really cool too. Like, you do have a lot of you're close to all of the other movies resorts. It was a little bit confusing, and we'll say it sometimes at the bus stop. I think it was when we were coming home from Epcot. There were buses arriving, and we had two separate instances where we had an issue with the buses, I think, at Epcot. Where there was one where, no, the one was in Magic Kingdom. The one in Epcot night, that one was, there were two buses there. One for us, All-Star Sports, and then one for music. And they had all of the other people coming down to our bus at Sports and saying, this is going to make a 3-stop. Like, you're going to all of our star resorts. So it was just a little bit confusing the way that they went about it. And then on our Magic Kingdom night, the bus driver, he was like, there was literally a bus pulling up for Sports. The bus that was currently there was jam-packed, and we were like, you know what, I'm not squeezing in anymore. And the dude on the bus, he was like, it's gonna be 30 minutes before another bus is here, like, come on. And then we were really like, there's another bus, we're just gonna wait.
Yeah.
So the buses were a little bit, and also we were there in February, and there were some field trips there.
Oh yeah,
there were some field trips there because there was a lot of really big groups.
Yeah.
So, but you get that with the All-Star resorts.
Yeah.
So, but all in all, I liked it, and I mean, obviously we'll be back. But the nicest thing about our trip was we decided to add on a day because Joshy was able to get an extra day off of work. So we were able to book one night at Port Orleans French Quarter. And that was...
Might be second place to Art of Animation.
I know. We loved
Could be first.
it.
It's a really nice resort.
Yeah. That was our first ever moderate stay. We've only ever stayed value with our, trips that we've taken so far. So staying there was a really big step up. And also just the whole vibes of that resort was just, it was, I don't know, it was so good.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful. I loved it so much.
Yeah. While you don't get the same in your face Disney everywhere, it's still a really you still get the hints everywhere, and it's still really nice. So I think it would be I don't know, because a lot of people say when you go higher it's just nothing Disney at all. So I think we want to keep. I mean, we're at Disney for a reason. So.
I know, but the rooms, I loved Tiana. The rooms were themed to Princess and the Frog, and that was why I've always wanted to stay there. So seeing while it's not as in your face as the Little Mermaid suites in Art of Animation, it's still this really nice nicely done thing. And
I was just gonna say, and that's what I was saying. It's still a nice mix of Disney, even though you're not getting this full blast. It's still really nice. I think that where you go higher to I'm blanking.
The Grand.
The Grand
I feel
Floridian
you don't
or
really
the
get too
Contemporary.
much.
Yeah, that's where it's
even the Contemporary, you have the Incredibles a little bit more so.
Yeah.
And I know the Grand Floridian has Mary Poppins, but I feel it's more so just little teeny tiny touches. Which I mean, we've never stayed there, so who knows? Maybe we'll have a different feeling once we go.
We'll go there one day and we'll be in the same spot being this was amazing. Number one, first pick.
But also, French Quarter, I think is, if I could be wrong, but I think it's one of the smallest resorts. So even though we were in the very last building, it was still a super short walk to get to the lobby, to get to Riverside, to go to the boats. So just it was, I don't know, it was just a really nice little resort. And I don't know, it felt really good. And I loved having this nighttime walk to Riverside. We did that walk probably 4 times.
Yeah.
I know one day that we were there.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a walk, but I mean, you walk in Disney all day long.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
Compared to that, it's nothing. So.
And you see the little horse-drawn carriages being pulled around. So we did love that resort.
Let's see how that walk feels in 90 plus degrees.
Yeah, that's true. Because it was, I guess we can segue into the weather. It was really nice weather. It was, I think, maybe highs of 60s and lows. No, I think maybe highs of 70s and lows of 60s. Because it was chilly in the evenings and chilly in the mornings, but in the daytime you were able to take your sweatshirt off and be in short sleeves. But by the time the sun went down, you needed it back again.
But other than the fact that it rained Epcot Day, I mean, the weather was perfect.
That was true. But we have really seen that our time to go to Disney is in January or February. I feel we haven't gone in December, but I feel even December is probably still a little bit chilly. So
we haven't been in December.
Oh, we've been there for the last day of December.
We're still there in December.
But still, I feel probably December, January, February, and maybe even early March would probably be our ideal times to go to Disney. Yeah. As far as weather.
Yeah, I would say so too. Because I mean, other trips here and there, obviously, for the different festivals and things like that. But
this was our first time doing Festival of the Arts. This was our last festival to be able to complete and say that we've done all of them. And we really enjoyed it. We were there for the last day of the festival, which kind of sucked because we do want to try to be there for an earlier day next time. Not opening weekend, but not closing weekend. Yeah. I love Festival of Arts, and I really want to go again.
Hopefully on a day where it's not raining again. So
I know. Because it really did kind of put a damper on, literally, a damper on the the things that the festival offers. You weren't able to do the animation academy where you can draw the characters there in the like little theater area. You weren't able to do the paint wall, like the paint by numbers wall. You weren't able to see the chalk drawings because the rain has washed most of them away. You weren't able to do, I mean, it's not a festival specific, but it's something that we haven't done in Epcot is like the little Encanto sing-along area. Can't do that. There was just a lot of things that were not possible because it rained the entire day.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucked, and that's a reason that we need to go back so we can experience the full Festival of the Arts. It also really kind of affected the way that the booths handled the artwork. You were they were closing up shop on some and moving the artwork into others. And I mean, we were also there at the end of the festival, so some of the ones that we wanted were sold out.
Yeah. And I also really do feel like it kind of like made me not want to buy as much art just because I was nervous what we did buy would get messed up, which luckily we didn't have an issue with that. We bought the one or the two things we bought, we ended up packaging up and taking right back to the room.
And they were able to do that for us. They double bagged it for us, made sure everything was covered.
Yeah. So.
And it was really cool that you were able to see the artists there. Like you were able to have a conversation with the artists, get it signed by them, and that was really cool.
Yeah. We did get to meet Rob Kaz and got to speak with him, and that was really awesome because he got to sign the artwork for us. And I wish I could say we were going at the same time he's going to be there in May, but sadly it's going to be a little bit earlier, right, or a little bit later.
So Rob Kaz, we really wanted to get the I think it was like the Good Day painting of Donald and Daisy in the monorail from his little like in the parks series, and he was telling us that he was going to be having a show during around Mother's Day at Disney Springs, so you can buy his artwork from there, because we asked him about getting it, and it is literally I think like 2 weeks before, like it's not, I think it's like next week.
Yeah, so
we won't be there. We're still gonna check the Art of Disney to see if maybe.
Yeah, maybe he's gonna have some leftovers. I don't know.
But
I doubt it. But
he did say he's usually at every single Festival of Arts. But.
Yeah, so there's always next year. So we'll see. Am I teasing a future trip?
We shall see. I mean, it's literally what, 8 months away?
Yeah. Who knows? This trip, we only went to 2 parks. So, out of the 2, which would you say for this trip you enjoyed more? It's hard to say.
I mean, if we go based off of which one I was more comfortable in, I would say Magic Kingdom, because it didn't rain the entire time that we were there.
I mean, it's okay for it not to be Epcot every time.
I know. I do think we had a really good day.
We had a great day in Magic Kingdom. I mean, we got so much done in the beginning that it felt like we didn't need to rush around near the end. Even
though it started off kind of like rocky with the whole half marathon delays.
Yeah, but I would say I would agree. I think Magic Kingdom for this trip was better just because of the weather, and I don't know, just. Because, I mean, it was raining and wet, but it wasn't even hot in Magic Kingdom. It was just like a comfortable temperature. And we tried so much food there. I feel like we tried so much more food than we usually get to.
Because we had a whole day there.
Yeah.
I mean, usually, I know we were there for New Year's, but we were there, we went back to the room. Like, we stayed there until after the fireworks, and then we left.
Yeah. So, that was really nice. And obviously the fireworks show was still pretty packed, but
I mean, yeah, it's happily ever after.
Yeah.
And when they only have like one showing of it, and we were there with field trips happening during a half marathon weekend. It's gonna be a little bit busy.
It was crazy, but
but it was really fun. Like, I don't know, I feel like that was my best day in Magic Kingdom in our trips that we've had so far.
Yeah, I would agree, because it felt smooth.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's stuff that we didn't get to do, but I mean, it's basically impossible to do everything in one day in any of the parks, I feel.
Yeah. Oh. People Mover.
I know, we didn't get to do People Mover.
That was the biggest letdown of that day.
Did we even do Buzz twice?
I think we did do Buzz twice, yeah. But yeah, we didn't do People Mover because we started it. Like we started the day and we saw that it was really low, but we were like, oh, we got to get to this other ride because we're wanting to try to get this done before park officially opens. And then when we came back the next time, it was like a 40 to 50 minute queue.
Yeah, it was.
And we were
long.
just like, oh, this fireworks are coming up.
Yeah.
We don't have time to wait. So, and we were already hungry, I think, because we hadn't eaten at that point.
Yeah, that's when we went over to Cosmic Rays and ate dinner. So, we always ask the question of, would you go back? And usually we have a trip booked.
Yeah.
But this was gonna be that time. And then we were, you know, wait, is that how you say it? Yeah, we were mooching about in Magic Kingdom, you know. And I just get a little text from our friend Gracie, who we went back in September with, saying, we're gonna be in Disney this week. You know, in May, do you want to come with us? And at first we were kind of just like, oh no, like there's no way we're gonna be able to afford it, and there's no way we're gonna be able to get off for work from it. And then the more time went on, the more things that kind of just like clicked into place of like, we should go. So we worked things out. And we booked it.
Yeah.
We're going back to Disney.
Oh.
We will be there. Let me see what the official dates are. 27th of May through June 1st.
Yeah.
We'll be back in Disney. Do you want to talk about where we're going, what we're doing?
Yeah. So, we visit, and that's why I loved doing this, because I felt like this helped out so much. We are going back to Port Orleans.
French Quarter.
French Quarter. And I think that's just, I don't know. I think that's something we need to do again in the future, is test out different places so we can see, do we want to go? Because like if we wouldn't have tested Port Orleans French Quarter out, I don't know if we would have been going.
I don't think we would stay a whole week there, yeah.
So.
Although we're checking into French Quarter on the 28th. We originally booked our trip the 28th through the 1st. We're always adding on extra days at different resorts. So we are going to go down on that Tuesday before, again, because Josh was able to get an extra day off from work. And we're going to stay at Pop Century for a night. We haven't been in Pop Century in a Skyliner resort since last May when we stayed at Pop Century. So it's going to be exciting to be back in a Skyliner resort.
We'll get to go visit Art of Animation too. I'm excited.
I know, I want to go to the Riviera, see the little murals, do some pin trading. Like, I don't know what I would do if we didn't have this trip booked. It makes you so excited to have a trip on the books and, like, have something to look forward to when it comes to Disney magic and things to do in Disney. Stay tuned. We have planning vlogs coming up for the trip. We are, how many days out? Are we 26? 23!
We are 23 days away.
Joshy's doing his countdown over on Instagram, so make sure you follow us on Instagram so you can see this countdown and keep up with our days that we have left. But yeah, we're 23 days out, so that's almost 3 weeks away that we'll be leaving.
Yeah.
So there's planning videos, pack and prep with me, outfit planning, all of the things the week before Disney. So many exciting things coming up. So make sure you're following us here. Subscribe to our channel so you can keep up for all the super fun Disney vlogs coming your way. And then follow us over on Instagram too so you can see anything that we post there. I definitely want to be the person. This trip I want to post more like on stories for Instagram. I've been loving watching. Lydia is in Disney right now. Crystal is in Disney right now. So many people are in Disney right now, and it's like, it just makes me even more excited to go. So I want to be, spreading that Disney love for the people who are back at home waiting for their Disney trips. So it'll be super exciting. I can't wait. We'll see you soon.